My college roommate said, "Let's move to NYC together after graduation." We planned everything. A week before the move, she bailed, moved in with her rich boyfriend instead. I struggled alone for 2 years while she lived in luxury. "Hey, Reddit, I'm not moving to New York with you," she said, her voice steady but her hands trembling as she shoved a stack of papers into my face. "I can't just leave everything behind like this." I stared at her, the words hitting me like a punch to the gut. We'd spent months planning this, apartments scouted, jobs lined up, even a shared lease signed. Now, a week before the big move, she was pulling the rug out from under me. If she bailed, I'd be on my own in a city I barely knew, drowning in rent I couldn't afford without her split. My savings would evaporate, and I'd have to scramble for a place to live, maybe even crash with strangers or sleep in my car. It felt like my whole future was crumbling, irreversible, with no backup plan in sight. I was 24, fresh out of college, single and broke, living in a cramped dorm room we'd shared for 4 years. She was my best friend, or at least I thought she was, in this small Midwestern town where dreams felt too big to chase alone. We'd met freshman year when I accidentally walked into the wrong dorm room, finding her blasting music and dancing like no one was watching. She laughed it off, and we clicked instantly. Late night talks about escaping our boring lives, sharing secrets over cheap pizza. By sophomore year, we were inseparable, roommates by choice. She was the outgoing one, always dragging me to parties, while I was the planner, the one who made sure we didn't flunk out. The New York idea started as a joke during a drunken study session junior year. "Screw this place," she'd said, waving a bottle of cheap beer. "Let's move to the city that never sleeps after graduation. You and me, conquering the world." I laughed, but she was serious. Over the next year, we built it up. Job applications to marketing firms for her, graphic design gigs for me. We found a tiny studio in Brooklyn, affordable on paper, with a view of the skyline. I even sold my old laptop to chip in for the deposit. It was our ticket out, our shared adventure. But now, standing in our dorm room with her suitcase half-packed, she was backing out. "Why?" I demanded, my voice cracking. "We planned everything. The lease is signed. What am I supposed to do?" She paced, biting her lip. "It's not that simple. My boyfriend, he's from there. He wants me to move in with him. His family's loaded, and he offered to cover everything. I mean, come on, it's New York. I can't pass up a penthouse over some shoebox apartment." "Your boyfriend?" I echoed. That was news. She'd mentioned dating someone casually, but nothing serious. "Since when is this a thing? You never told me about him being rich or whatever." She shrugged, avoiding my eyes. "It's recent. He proposed the idea last weekend. Said he'd take care of me. No more scraping by. You get it, right? You're my best friend, but this is my chance." I felt a knot in my stomach. Best friend? If that was true, why hadn't she looped me in? We'd promised to stick together, no matter what. What about our plan? The jobs? I already quit my part-time gig back home. "You'll figure it out," she said, zipping up her bag. "You're smart. Get a roommate or something. I'll help you find someone." "Help me? You're ditching me for some guy you barely know." Anger bubbled up. "We were supposed to do this together. Remember all those nights talking about it? You said we'd be unstoppable." She sighed, finally meeting my gaze. "I know, but life happens. He's stable. Well, you're still figuring things out. I can't wait for you." The word stung. Figuring things out? I'd been the one holding us together through finals, through breakups, through everything. And now she was calling me unreliable? "Fine," I spat. "Go play house with your sugar daddy. I'll manage without you." She flinched, but didn't argue. "Don't be like that. We can still be friends. I'll visit." "Visit? In New York?" "Sure, when you're not too busy with your luxury life." I turned away, heart pounding. "Just go. I don't want your pity help." She hesitated, then grabbed her keys. "Call me if you need anything." The door clicked shut behind her, leaving me alone in the empty room. I sank onto my bed, staring at the ceiling. What now? The lease was in both our names, but without her, I couldn't afford it. I'd have to break it, lose the deposit, maybe get sued. My parents couldn't bail me out. They were struggling themselves. Panic set in. I had a week to find a new place or a new roommate. But who? All my friends were scattering too. That night, I called the landlord in Brooklyn. Change of plans, I said, voice shaking. Can I sublet or something? He laughed. Kid, leases are binding. You break it, you're out the money. Find someone fast. I posted on every forum I could think of, Craigslist, Facebook groups, even Reddit. Urgent. Need roommate for NYC apartment. Female preferred, but open. Moving in a week. Responses trickled in, mostly creeps or people with red flags. One guy wanted to split the rent, but insisted on no rules, which screamed disaster. Another woman seemed nice, but ghosted after I sent the address. By day 3, I had nothing. Desperation hit. I texted her. Hey, can you at least cover your half of the deposit? I can't do this alone. Her reply was quick. I'm already in the city. Settling in. Sorry, but I can't. Talk later. Settling in. Already? That was fast. Jealousy twisted in my gut. While I was scrambling, she was probably sipping champagne in some fancy loft. I drove to the city alone, hauling my stuff in a beat-up car. The apartment was a dump. Peeling paint, noisy neighbors, and a landlord who eyed me suspiciously. Where's the other one? He asked. Couldn't make it, I muttered, handing over the full first month's rent from my dwindling savings. He grunted. Good luck, kid. This city's not kind to loners. He was right. My job fell through. The graphic design firm said they hired someone else. I ended up at a coffee shop, slinging lattes for minimum wage, barely covering groceries. Nights were the worst. Lying on a thin mattress in a room that echoed with loneliness, wondering if I'd made a mistake coming here at all. Weeks turned into months. I texted her updates, hoping for support. Struggling with rent. Any advice? She'd reply with vague encouragement. Hang in there. Things will turn around. But no offers to help, no invites to hang out. I saw her Instagram stories, dinners at rooftop bars, shopping sprees, vacations to the Hamptons. Her boyfriend's posts showed off his wealth. Yachts, private jets, the works. She looked happy, glowing even. One day, I couldn't take it. I messaged her, saw your posts. Looks like you're living the dream. Meanwhile, I'm eating ramen every night. She called me back, her voice bubbly. Oh, stop. It's not that great. Work's stressful. But yeah, it's nice not worrying about money. Not that great. You ditched our plan for this. I trusted you. The words tumbled out. You said we'd be friends forever, but you left me high and dry. There was a pause. I didn't mean to hurt you. It just happened. He's good to me. Stable. You know how I hate uncertainty. I laughed bitterly. Stable? You mean rich. What about our friendship? Was that ever real? Of course it was, she insisted. But people change. I grew up. Maybe you should too. The call ended with me fuming. Grew up? She was the one who flaked on promises. I threw myself into work, picking up extra shifts, freelancing designs on the side. Slowly, I built a life, made friends at the coffee shop, joined a gym, even dated a bit. But the resentment lingered. Every time I saw her posts, it reminded me of the betrayal. A year in, I ran into her at a mutual friend's wedding back home. She was radiant in a designer dress, arm linked with her boyfriend, a tall guy in a suit that probably cost more than my car. Hey, she exclaimed, pulling me into a hug. You look good. How's the city treating you? I forced a smile. Surviving. You. Amazing. We're engaged now. She flashed a ring that sparkled like a star. Planning the wedding in Paris. Congrats, I said, the word tasting like ash. Guess the penthouse life suits you. She tilted her head. Are you still mad? I thought we'd moved past that. Moved past it. You bailed on me, left me to fend for myself. I lost everything because of you. Friends, money, trust. Her boyfriend cleared his throat. Let's not ruin the night. Come on, babe. She shot him a look, but turned back to me. I'm sorry you feel that way, but I did what was best for me. You would have done the same. No, I said quietly. I wouldn't have. Friends don't abandon each other. We parted awkwardly, and I spent the rest of the night brooding. Back in New York, I doubled down on my career. I landed a better job at a small agency, started saving again. But the scars remained. I'd trusted her completely, shared my dreams, my fears. In college, she'd been there for me when my girlfriend cheated, holding my hand through the tears, convincing me I was worth more. I'd done the same for her when her dad cut her off financially, helping her budget and find scholarships. Why hadn't that loyalty extended to our big plan? Maybe it was always one-sided. She'd talked about her ambitions, but when push came to shove, she chose comfort over commitment. It stung, knowing I'd been the dependable one, the one who showed up, while she flitted from idea to idea. 2 years after the move, I was finally stable. Decent apartment, steady income, a circle of friends. But I avoided her calls. Then, out of the blue, she texted, "Hey, I'm in town. Can we meet? I miss you." I stared at the message. Miss me? After ghosting for years? Curiosity won. We met at a neutral spot, a park bench overlooking the Hudson. She looked the same, but different, more polished, less carefree. "Thanks for coming," she said, fidgeting. I wanted to apologize properly. I was selfish. Leaving you like that, it was wrong. I nodded, arms crossed. Yeah, it was. I struggled for so long because of it. Lost the deposit, nearly homeless. You just vanished into your perfect life. She sighed. I know. The boyfriend, fiancé now, we broke up last month. Turns out he was cheating. The money wasn't worth it. A flicker of satisfaction crossed my face, but I hid it. Sorry to hear that. But why now? Why apologize after 2 years? Because I realized what I lost. You were my rock. I took you for granted. Tears welled in her eyes. Can we start over? As friends. I thought about it. The anger had faded, replaced by pity. She'd chosen luxury over loyalty and ended up empty-handed. But could I forgive? Maybe, I said. But it takes time. You hurt me deep. She nodded. I get it. Take all the time you need. We talked for hours, catching up. She admitted the relationship was toxic. Her fiancé controlled everything, isolated her from friends. I thought it was love, she said. But it was just easy. I regret not choosing you. Choosing me. I echoed. We weren't like that. No, but you were there. Reliable. I should have stuck with the plan. As the sun set, I felt a weight lift. Not fully healed, but closer. Maybe forgiveness was possible. But I'd never forget the lesson. Trust is fragile, and some people will trade it for glitter. Back home, I reflected on those 2 years. The loneliness had forged me, made me stronger, more independent. I'd built a life from ashes, while she'd chased gold and found fool's pyrite. In the end, I was the one who won, not with wealth, but with integrity.